Okay. So game 2, there was no... Well, I suppose the only one hero I'd say was really dominant, especially, was the Jakiro, but I'm not sure if they'll go for a Jakiro ban. I'm assuming we're going to see Tiny, Bane, Chaos Knight. I always forget what the other one was. Death Prophet, yep, that's the one. I always forget Death Prophet. They actually just first banned it straight away.
Yeah, it's such a strong hero. It's really hard to fight into.
Yeah, absolutely.
Overall a nuisance.
Interesting when I saw the changes for last patch, you know, the 7.31, the biggest change was shards coming 5 minutes earlier. And that one change was so good for Tiny. If that wasn't in the game, Tiny probably, even with the current stats, wouldn't be that overpowered, like, or as overpowered.
No.
Because
No, it would just take too long to come online.
Well, it was still good. If you look at TI,
Yeah, it's still good.
You can still farm pretty fast. You have five hits on the tree, and you can still farm a little bit with your right click and with the Avalanche Toss, for example. But the 15-minute guaranteed like super Battle Fury is just too much, because even if you shut the Tiny down, you can't stop him picking up a 1400 gold item at 15 minutes.
Nope.
Whereas I suppose with an anti-mage, if you shut him down and he can't get Battle Fury for 20 minutes, you've pretty much won the game now.
Yeah, you can take towers, and what's he gonna do?
Yeah, it's the heroes who rely on farming items. Even Juggernaut, to some extent, he needs something. A Maelstrom, an Aghanim, not an Aghanim, sorry, a Battle Fury. PA needs something like a Battle Fury, or just can't farm. The heroes with built-in farming tools really good at the moment. Tiny, Medusa.
Yep.
Interestingly, Sven is pretty rubbish, because Tiny is just 50 times better than Sven.
Yeah, for sure.
Tiny is basically Sven, but in permanent god strength.
Exactly.
And Warcry, also permanent. And a better stun, and 2 stuns. It's just ridiculous, that hero. It makes no sense.
It's so... Oh. Interesting, they banned Bane or they banned Jakiro and Neko.
Oh, they did ban Jakiro, okay, which means they've left Bane open, but they've also left Chaos Knight. But Kokopium doesn't always pick Chaos Knight anyway. That happened a couple of times. Chaos Knight was banned every single time against Kokopium for weeks and weeks. And then it got through, and Kokopium didn't pick it anyway. So, you know, he doesn't always want to play Chaos Knight. Sort of like Bulldog. Remember when Bulldog was in his prime? I know now he's a washed-up loser, but... Okay, I was wrong. I was wrong. I take it back. They insta-picked it.
They insta-picked it.
But having that hero in your hero pool, it's just nice, because it makes the enemy always waste a ban. Even if you weren't thinking about it, you've still got to ban it just in case. So it's good. But they revealed it instantly. And maybe that's why they banned the Necro, because Necro's pretty good against Chaos Knight. You can Ghost Shroud as he reality rifts you. You can take down the big Chaos Knight clone, the real one, no problem. Yeah, I think that makes sense why they banned Necro. I don't know who's even you'd say is a counter to Chaos Knight. I think PA is actually a pretty good hero here, because Chaos Knight, with the 85% evasion on PA, you just can't take her down. But I don't know other heroes who are really strong against Chaos Knight. He just does so much damage.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a difficult hero. I guess Medusa just wins the fight later on.
I suppose so. Medusa for
Also
late
doesn't
game.
Also doesn't get bursted that quickly, because you can also just press ults.
Yeah, she's very tanky, and also if you go for the Shard Ags build, if you Reality Rift or stun the Medusa, it would just send back a Stone Snake, bounce amongst all your illusions, then fire the other Mystic Snake, and then you've also got the multi-shot, just killing them, popping the Skadi on them. Yeah, I think Medusa's really good, and Medusa actually is open. What we've seen in the last couple of in-houses is first phasing, picking those really valuable cores. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Medusa picked either right now, because you know that they've got Chaos Knight, or actually I don't think Radiant will pick it now, so Dai could pick it now.
No.
But then anti-mage, no, they can't. They don't want to see an anti-mage.
That's true.
Don't know if you've played Medusa at all, or anti-mage. I don't know if you play much Boz 1.
No, not at all.
Okay. I have won Medusa against Anti-Mage before, but it is a horrible, horrible matchup. It is. I don't know many matchups that are quite that one-sided as Medusa versus Anti-Mage, but the snake is slow, you can send it back, and when you burn Medusa's mana in 2 seconds, just die instantly. So they go with another Brewmaster. Well, it worked so well. Grimstroke is actually pretty good against Brewmaster because Brewmaster attacks slowly and you have to get rid of that silence, which does provide hopefully enough lockdown to bring him down.
True.
And Hoodwink can, of course, break Brewmaster's passive, taking away the magic resistance and the armor from him. Maybe they can bring Brew down now. I quite like it, but Radiant, interestingly, have gone for their POS 1 and POS 3 first phase. Gives them a lot of flexibility with supports. I like it.
I like it, yeah. And they can ban around these heroes as well. If they really want to. Ban both the Anti-Mage and the Medusa, which makes sense.
Yep, good. Chaos Knights is okay against Anti-Mage. I think quite bad against Medusa. Not good against Timbersaw either. Gets really stomped in lane by a Timber. But I don't know anything else that Chaos Knight really sucks against. I can't think of much because he just does too much damage.
Yeah.
I think PA still, because PA can get so much evasion. And you don't really want to buy MKB on Chaos Knight, but I suppose you have to. MKB does apply to illusions. The illusions just don't get any of the stats from it, so it's quite an expensive stat stick. I mean, that doesn't give any stats. There it is.
I was just going to bring it up. Will they take the Sanking this time around? And they will.
That makes a lot of sense. You're against a Chaos Knight as well, so you can dodge his stun if you've got Invis. You can stun all the Chaos Knight illusions at the same time, no problem.
Yeah, good AoE damage, ults.
Yeah, I think it's smart. Played against some Chaos Knights recently who played POS 1 but still gone early Aghanims. And it's a lot stronger than I thought. One extra illusion for Chaos Knight. I mean, that's another 100% of your damage, as well as all the illusions you get from your team. And that's a lot of illusions potentially. You know, 4 extra if it's a full team fight. So I really liked it. And you can dispel your teammates globally, so it's just so much utility from that item. It must be a farming item too, right? Because if your team is spread across the entire map and you ult, you can use all their illusions to farm camps.
Yeah.
And the illusions do 100% damage, so they will clear the camp in a decent time. There's the Rubik, veteran Rubik, I assume. They did need to pick some supports, and Rubik has a lot of good spells to steal those heroes.
10 seconds remaining.
Grimstroke's ones especially, the Stroke of Fate goes off instantly if you're playing Rubik. So just a massive burst nuke. No wind up. They have to pick another support, or they can go for their mid hero now, but they won't go for their mid, I reckon.
No, I think they'll just take the support.
But is it going to be Rubik Brewmasters? It's not really a particularly punchy lane. Rubik isn't a great lane hero. He's okay. He's got 600 range. Fade Bolt does quite a lot of damage, but he doesn't have like a lot of synergy with most heroes.
No, you can do a little lift into Stomp, but that's about it.
Yeah, something like that. But even then, the lift does no damage, and having a stun that does no damage is not really great for lane.
Yeah.
And it costs a lot of mana, like 120 or 140 mana. They do go for Razor. Interesting. So Razor, Brewmaster, and Chaos Knight. Is it going to be Chaos Knight 5? Is the question. Knowing Cacopium, it might be.
It might just be. It might just be. But to be honest, knowing Cacopium, this might also just be Razor 5.
10 seconds.
You never know with this man.
Yeah. But then who's playing? Someone else playing the Chaos Knight? Maybe. Maybe.
Who knows?
I don't like Razor 5. I understand the concept behind it, but I don't like it. Razor in another position though, pretty good. They go for Morphling. I forgot that hero was in the game. We've not seen a lot of Morphlings. And Roidz used to play a fair bit of Morphling. Yeah. I'm assuming that's what he's going to be playing. Morphling against Chaos Knight. Interesting. If you turn into Chaos Knight, you get some very good abilities. -7 armor from Reality Rift, followed by up to a 4-second stun. And then you turn back into Morphling and just right-click the crap out of the Chaos Knight. You've also got Razor to turn into, and you can use the Link as well. Take all of their damage and then turn into actual Morphling and enjoy all the free damage you've taken from them.
Not bad.
That's how you counter Razor. If he steals your damage, you just steal it back, and then it's equal.
Yeah.
No problem. And Morphling should be okay against Brew, because he can outlive Brewmaster's ultimate just by whacking the strength up to max. And then waiting for it to end. So I think the Morphling pick is quite clever here. I like it.
Yeah.
And I like to see Roidz morph. We've not seen it for quite some time.
Yeah, they don't have any form of silence, so There's nothing they can really do to stop the morph
10
They
seconds
don't,
happening.
they don't have a lot of stuns outside. Brewmaster's, like I said, Brewmaster in his ultimate, Rubik can lift, and they're relying on Chaos Knight really. But Morphling can always waveform the Chaos Bolt because it's a very slow projectile.
Can you morph during the lifts? I'm not sure.
While you're being lifted, I imagine, because that does just count as a hard stun.
Okay.
So I wouldn't have thought so.
Radiant team ban.
So it looks like mid heroes again. Apart from the Radiant, where it may be mid Razor, we don't know what's going on with Radiant. I have absolutely no idea. I'm assuming it's Rubik support, Chaos Knight. I don't know, 5 or 1. It's either 5 or
It's one of the two.
if it's 5, it could be Razor 1 with a 5 Chaos Knight, and then they'll pick a mid, or they'll pick another support. It's one of the two, and I'm not sure. I would not be surprised either way, to be honest.
Ban.
Yeah, I have no clue, but they probably do, so I'm sure it'll turn out fine.
Well, we will see.
We will see.
So Radiant
It'll be an
ban,
interesting match for sure.
well, Radiant ban Night Stalker and Kunkka, which is an interesting 2 heroes because it kind of isn't really obvious. Well, Night Stalker implies that you think Sand King is not going to be offlane, or it's going to be mid Night Stalker, which is a thing. Whereas
Yeah.
Dire have banned 2 mid heroes, so they have said, oh no, it's going to be Chaos Knight support, definitely.
10 seconds
And
remaining.
now we're looking for a mid hero. So they ban Invoker,
5 seconds
and they also ban Batrider, so banning 2 of Decate's strong heroes. So Decate's still got plenty to choose from. And this game, you could do another Spirit pretty easily. You could do Storm Spirit, probably would be good here. Lena,
Go
okay.
for Lena.
Not the
Gives
one I
him some
thought.
bursts, some damage.
True, if you can silence or stun the Morphling before he morphs, you can blow him up very quickly with Laguna Blade. But also Decate loves playing Lena, the right-click Lena.
Yeah.
Very good at the hero.
There's also not a lot that beats Lena in lane, so
I just don't
Might
want
help.
to see
5 seconds
Decate's Lena build where he has a bottle, a soul ring, a wand, and a null talisman. It's just too much. It's like 2,000 gold on early game items. I don't want to see it. He does it every time. Wand, bottle, soul ring, null, boots. It's too much. It's way too much. What was that sound?
is an ambulance currently moving by.
Interesting to note that. Oh, Meepo! We do see Meepo.
Meepo.
Now, Lena does have a nice AoE stun, and Chaos Knight has a lot of damage, but I like this Meepo pick. That is very smart. You will delete Razor. Rubik's got no chance. Brewmaster, all the clones gone. No time. And Lena, fine, you've got Light Strike Array, but you can't kill Meepo before he kills you. Now Meepo has some magic resistance built in, which was a huge buff they gave to him. This is gonna be good. And what I was saying about the ambulance is, it's interesting that in other countries the sirens sound slightly different.
Mm.
It's much more shrill and irritating in our country than yours.
Ah,
Except we don't have to pay for the ambulance, so that counts.
I don't think we have to pay for the ambulance here either.
Do you not? The Germans definitely do.
No.
Maybe you're okay. Maybe the Dutch have got it right as well. Pretty sure most of Europe it's at least 20 to 30 euros for the ambulance.
Oh, at least it's not America.
Yeah, it's like $2,000.
Yeah, you're paying 2,000.
Yeah, people in America taking Ubers instead of ambulances.
Honestly.
Yeah, private companies who just run ambulance transportation. I mean, the country's messed up, but anyway, we'll not. We'd be here forever
Anyway.
if we're talking about America. Well, neither of us are American. We've got no Americans here, as far as I know, so we're okay.
Exactly.
All right, instant pause, disconnect from the Meepo. I want to see the change to Meepo. 5, 10, 15% magic resistance. Why does it say 100 damage on Divided We Stand? What on earth does that mean? 100 magic? What does it mean, damage type magical?
Damage.
That doesn't mean
100.
anything. That's,
I
what?
don't know. I never noticed this. What does this mean?
What? That's wrong. 100 what? What do you mean 100 damage? When you create a Meepo, does it do 100 damage to them? Does it?
What, is it like a little poof on spawn or
I
what?
don't think so. That doesn't make sense. That's a bug. That's a really, really messed up tooltip. Well,
I've never seen that.
if you're a Meepo player, I'm gonna ask him.
Yeah.
Why
what
does
is the
it
100
say
damage?
100 magical damage on Meepo's ultimate? Anyone could shed some light. I'd love to know. But anyway, Poof is pure damage. Ransack is pure damage. Meepo's stat gain got buffed a little bit, so it's not quite as terrible as it used to be. 2.2 strength, 2.2 agi. Doesn't sound amazing, but when there's 4 of you, that really hurts. The shard, I guess. Ah. The shard. Ah, yes, okay.
Yes, I see.
But it's weird because it doesn't say anything about the shard. It just says 100 damage.
Yeah.
But actually, the shard is what you use to recast your ultimate to fling them at the enemy. I've never seen anyone use that though, even though I thought, oh, well, it's another way to engage your Meepos, right?
Yeah.
You
Wasn't there
tend
like
to
a
see
bug with it for the longest time, where if you load the hits, that it counts as a hero kill if you kill the illusion?
Yeah, something
That's
like that.
from it, something like that.
Yeah, there was a really bad bug with it. His ultimate is really good too. The Aghanims. The dig. You know, less than a second channel, you're underground, you get 60% health for all of them. You keep you all safe. I really like it.
Yeah. Just,
Remember the old Aghanims, which was just another Meepo.
another Meepo, yeah.
Yeah. And also, a bit of free magic resistance is really nice because it doesn't seem like a lot, but for a Meepo, it's actually great. But an old Meepo build, which you never see these days, Meepos used to go pipe because obviously you can activate the pipe and you give that magic resist aura to all the Meepos. And the main Meepo becomes very magic resistance because you can't buy BKB on Meepo, right? It's not possible.
Yeah.
I tell you the best combo I ever did with the Meepo accidentally, and I still believe it's really overpowered. It's actually how I got my top hero healing on any hero, and it was Legion Commander. Because you get the AoE heal, press the attack, right? Imagine Meepo with 140 attack speed, first of all. It's great, right?
Yes.
And then you get the magic immunity, which now is a level 25 talent, not a shard. But you just go around making all the Meepos magic immune, and 5 Meepos who are magic immune smacking you is really scary. Because you can't do anything.
That sounds ridiculous.
It was amazing, and I just went around the entire... I didn't get any dual wounds, didn't matter. I just sat there spamming press the attack on 5 Meepos, and that was my top hero healing on Legion Commander. So that was a great game. Look at Cocopium hiding in the trees. I think Cocopium is playing support Chaos Knight because his items 2 sentries. 66 base damage. The interesting thing about Chaos Knight's base damage is it's actually 51 to 81. He could smack you quite weak, or he can hit you like a Treant Protector.
Yeah,
so
Chaos Knight really is a casino hero.
He is.
Even stun is random. The hit is random.
Well, they made the stun a bit less random because if you get a low stun, you at least get high damage, and if you get high damage, you don't get long stun. So you can't get a 180 damage 2.2 second stun at level 1, which would be crazy. Look at Veteran with the boots first on Rubik, chasing this Morphling out of the lane. Out comes the stun. It's the 2 seconds. Smacking him with Cocopium. Look at the damage Roidz has taken. He killed him. He actually has to transfer to a little bit of strength already. A Veteran is saying, where are you going, Roidz? Where are you going? Why are you running? But Roidz will escape. But still, I mean, what a play from Veteran. Because look, the lane is already out here. Anyway, really nice play by Veteran this game. He's done really well in support. Anyway, let's have a look at what's going on bot lane. Nice thing about Chaos Knight, apart from his incredible base stats, 325 move speed means he can easily close the gap between these supports. So we have a POS 1 Razor, the Radiant, but they have a Lina as well. I think Lina is okay against me. Better than most of the other heroes who are useless against Meepo.
Oh yeah. Lina should win this lane.
But also in the game, you know, Light Strike Array has a very low cooldown, 7-second cooldown, 2.5 second stun. You can't get a much lower cooldown to AoE stun ratio than Light Strike Array. So,
and she can also just burst one of the heroes down, or one of the Meepos.
Yeah, you can. You tend to. I actually don't mind. Oh, it's killing the top lane.
Oh.
So after harassing Roidz to the point where Roidz is still level 1, they do manage to get a kill on Veteran, but then Rubik is quite a weak laner. Unfortunately, Rubik and Brewmaster is not really the lane that's going to put a lot of pressure onto Roidz. So I think Roidz is going to have quite a lot of free farm here. Especially once he gets the Morbid Mask and stays safe. Sentry's yet to level up spell. He didn't go stats, did he? No. Do you not want the plasma fields? Not interested? Oh, he has gone plasma field. There we go. Copium just being irritating, which is what he does best. Oh, they get the ward deny in the mid lane. When's the second Meepo? Is it level 4 now?
I believe so, yes.
Used to be 3. Yeah, level 4, okay. The Meepo has a really weird leveling order compared to pretty much every other hero in the game.
Yeah.
Putting a lot of pain onto Juju, actually. Juju has been playing a lot of support recently. Oh, a lot of damage here. Out comes the stun. Is it going to be a kill? No, Cocopium's going to be fine. Brings him in with the Reality Rift. Turns around. Just survives. Kinder's trying to look for the paint. Perfect paintbrush right on top of him. He actually can just sit here and right-click the Razor. Razor can't win when there's also 2 creeps as well. Or can he? Never mind, he's hitting a lot harder than I thought. He had 10 stick charges, but he will die.
Oh,
two double kills in the bot lane at the same time. And now just the
Nobody
creeps.
farming. Yeah.
No, just the creeps having a fight with each other now. No
It's
heroes.
like the Radiant's winning.
The lanes, yeah. I think Roidz is going to get quite a lot out of this lane. I still think Backward Slow is going to have a pretty good game, even though so is Lina. I think they're both going to have a good game. They changed me, but didn't they? Oh, GG, yeah, he's going to go down. But Roidz gets a kill on Veteran, which is always nice. I see what I mean. I think this is always going to trade favorably for Roidz. Because if you don't kill a Morphling, he will delete you. Because he has so much right-click damage. And also, it's just the presence of agility. He's got 62 agility this early in the game. His attack speed is unrivaled. So he'll kill a support, no problem. Nice, 36 damage stolen. Looking good. 2-second stun. Kinder's going to go down so quickly. The right-click damage from Cocopium. He doesn't need items. He doesn't need crit. Just the base damage of a Chaos Knight is so high. Especially when you can take away 4 armor, which is really nice when you've got a Razor. I just really like this combo. Chaos Knight support is surprisingly good. I'm surprised no one's really thought of it before Cocopium. Maybe someone has.
Maybe. I don't know.
But he's got a really good shard as well, because the shard is 300 cast range on his stun. And if he goes Ether Lens as well, which he no doubt will do. Oh dear, it's not looking good for Sand King. They've even got the dust. He's going to have to use the stun to get away, but then he gets slowed. Dies to the Plasma Field. Another nice kill for Sentry. Sentry is 4-1. Not even 5 minutes into the game. He's nearly had a kill per minute. I mean, I know he's a Razor. He needs kills. He's not the greatest farming hero. But still, he is getting them. He's already got full treads. What he's going to get next. Anjan Yasha, Maelstrom. Straight into Ags, BKB. Witchblade. Not Witchblade, Falcon's Blade. I think Razor can justify a Falcon's Blade, right? He needs the mana to farm.
Yeah, he needs some kind of mana.
Because that's the third category of heroes, isn't it? You either build Battle Fury, you have a built-in Battle Fury, or you're a hero who farms with spells, but then you need mana regen. Copium's turned up to mid lane. He actually gets the sentry ward. He protects his own sentry. But no ET camp. But Backward Solo says, well, I'm Meepo, I can farm any camp pretty much. Ransack this creep. Now Veteran has turned up. There's a lot of pings on Veteran. He sees Backward Solo. Not going to do a lot to him, though. Level 6, nearly level 7 on the Lina. Only level 5 on the Meepo. And Meepo's a hero who
the lane all to herself, pretty much.
And now double damage. 19 denies. In fact, the thing about Lina is an absolute lane stomper. I don't know many heroes who win lane pretty much as convincingly as Lina do. Maybe Queen of Pain, but even then Queen of Pain loses to Lina. What is happening under this tower? Dire have gone very aggressive all of a sudden, but I don't think that's going to pay off, as you can see. Head is going to go down here. Try to get a kill on Sentry, but Sentry had stolen 72 damage. Kinder, trying to go for the right click, does manage to get the kill. Level 5 on Kinder, but Cocopium is now just right-clicking Kinder to death. Doesn't have much mana regen though, does have Reality Rift. Isn't going to be able to get enough mana for Chaos Bolt. That crit did almost no bonus damage. Brings him in, gets a right click or two, but Kinder will be fine.
Yep.
That was himself. But unfortunately for the Sand King, who has died 3 times now, even though he has gone double bracer, Juju is chasing Veteran. Probably won't get the kill because there's still quite some time. Veteran's just going to deny himself, but when you deny yourself, you are dead for a bit longer.
structures are fortified.
And of course, Juju's free to return into the lane.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It is Maelstrom first on the Razor, so that's how he's going to get his farming. Not from a Falcon's Blade, but from the Maelstrom.
In the meanwhile, Decay is getting close to chopping down this tier 1 tower.
Wow, he's done a lot of damage very, very quickly.
Yeah, Meepo can't really stay in the lane.
No, he's just farming the jungle.
Also, doesn't help that both Cacopium and Veteran are constantly refilling Lina's bottle.
Yeah, they're doing everything they can to support him. Because V-Man, he's actually just been able to farm. I know Roidz is free farming, and he's doing very well. But V-Man, not doing too badly. He's going for Ag straight away this game. He's not even stopping for Urn.
Has seen better days.
Bit of a rotation for mid. Juju's here, but level 3 Juju, not going to do a lot. Cacopium's level 5. Rank 3 of the stun. Goes for the stun onto Juju. 3-second stun.
Yeah, concern.
Pretty much a
That's
guaranteed kill. 3.4 seconds it goes up to already. It's just crazy. And the cooldown of the stun is only 10 seconds. He's got pretty much no items, Cacopium, because he's bought so many consumables and support items. All he has is infused raindrops. Doesn't even have boots. He's playing a true POS 5, despite playing a hero who's actually a core. So, just crazy. And now Roidz, he's not scared of E-Man. He says, well, you can do what you want. You're not killing me, so I'm just going to free farm. Now, a free farm Morphling is quite scary. So they've got to be careful. He's gone just max attribute gain and waveform. Surprised he hasn't got at least a little bit of adaptive strike. It's quite good for harassing, but I suppose doesn't need it. He's done it again, by the way. He went Soul Ring Bottle and a Null. Please no wand. Please no wand. Okay, they do get the D-Ward. Oh, very close. They're going to put up cliff him. Juju's now stuck on the cliff. Just to die to Lina. Oh, he dies to the Fade Bolt.
Oh. They do get the ward because of that. Very nice.
What is Roidz building? Hard to tell. He's going for a Dragon Lance to start with. Makes sense. Morphling has very poor attack range. Nice to buff that up a little bit.
Yep, it's good stats as well.
Okay, this is so sad, says the Meepo. The Meepo who's just jungling away. He's going for a Diffusal Blade on Meepo. Is that the new meta? I mean, I guess it makes a lot of sense if you think about it. Diffusal Blade's very cheap. It gives a good amount of agi. It allows Meepo to stay on top of someone or get a little bit closer.
You got a lot of slow.
No Boots Cacopium is still causing havoc. So it looks like he's in a lot of trouble now. There's no way he's going to survive against the two Meepos. Yeah, and Roidz comes in for the kill, says thank you for that. Level 9 Roidz. He's just been complete free farming. Although top net worth at the moment is actually Senshi, who's stolen 61 damage from Ted yet again. But Ted actually is not that far away from Blink Dagger. He's gone for double braces straight into Blink. He managed to still get 52 last hits, despite having a tough lane. He's played really well. Know what they're talking about in the chat. I do like Raze as a hero, but I always find him hard to know where do you want him in your team comp. Is he a mid hero? Is he a POS 1? Is he an offlaner? Like what is he?
I don't know. I like him as a POS 1. If you want to play high tempo and just push early.
Yeah, his ultimate is pretty cool.
Like you just go the Aghanim's Refresher builds, and you just stand there with BKB.
Aghanim's Refresher, though, makes him feel more like a Leshrac. He might as well be a mid-hero then. It's kind of what I feel, rather than a POS 1. Because you're not really right-clicking anyone. Well, I guess you are a little bit with Static Link, but... But yeah, I do like the Aghanim's Refresher, because double Eye of the Storm with the Eye of the Storm interval talent at level 20, it's absolutely crazy. And when you take level... there used to be a level 25 talent where you strike someone else. That's gone now. 2 Static Link charges is pretty crazy. Much better talent for him. Or you can just have a free 80 attack speed, because why not? Not a bad level 25 talent. It's a very boring talent. I wish they did something else instead.
Yeah, kind of boring.
Anyway, Sentry's farming away, Roidz is farming away. I do say Morphling is a lot better than Razor in the late game.
Yeah.
Radiant's
So
middle tower is
Morphling just has to be careful to not get static linked, but then he can just waveform away.
top tower is under attack.
Use the adaptive strike strength as well to push the Razor out of him. Copium's dropped his ult, but it's only one illusion, so it's not really nothing special. V-Man is level 9. This is a really high level Brewmaster. He's actually quite close to getting his Aghanims. He has had a lot of free farm here. A lot of free space at least. Now Lina has turned up with the Boots of Travel. Double damage on the
TP
Meepo.
on Looking to defend this tower.
Rank 2 Earthbind, 750 cast range. Not amazing, not terrible. No ultimate going to land from GG. They can't burst V-Man. Please don't try and do it again. Okay, there's going to be a TP away from Lina. Obviously making the most of the travels. This time there is a boot to travel. Last time he did go for it on the Ember Spirit, but it took him a little bit longer. Backwards, so he's farming with another Meepo. This is the nice thing about Meepo. You can just have one of them farming and then just poof to it. It's kind of like having boots to travel anyway. And he has the Diffusal Blade as well. I would not like to go anywhere near him. I just don't know if every Meepo gets the Diffusal Blade effect. I know it's only the main Meepo. It's not an illusion. Okay. Oh, ultimate being cast by the Sand King. V-Man immediately ultimates. Very good reaction from V-Man. And so he's absolutely fine. He's taking quite a lot of damage. In fact, he loses both of his pandas already. But the Earth Panda will be fine because it's magic immune. And you can't kill a magic immune panda that quickly in the early game. So it's Epicenter for Brewmaster Ultimate. They have about the same cooldown actually. So it's just a trade of Pos 3 abilities. And what is Roidz going to build? Are we going to see E-Blade on Morphling, or because the E-Blade's been reworked so much and now it doesn't give much agi, are we not going to see it ever again?
I don't think we'll see the shotgun. It's just the item doesn't really give that much to Morphling itself.
Not like it used to. Yeah, I think it makes sense. Adaptive Strike is a really powerful ability, but I don't think you want E-Blade when it only gives you about 5 agi. Just not worth it. You'd probably just go Manta. Manta Skadi and just be a right-clicker, you know. Juju is here. They overlapped quite badly their stuns. They have a lot of burst. And Kinder will come in with the max rank Stroke of Fate. Gets the kill. Senshi, though, he's stolen a lot of damage. Look at the right-click he is doing. Eye of the Storm as well, hitting Ted. Oh, Kinder, he gets smacked bang in the face by Veteran, who's stolen the Sharpshooter. 550 damage, amplified by 14% because of Arcane Supremacy, so doing 627 damage. Finger of Death.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. The duration of Eye of the Storm, by the way, is crazy. I don't know how long, it doesn't say on the tooltip here, right? But the armor reduction strikes, I mean, it lasts so long. Backwards, so he's going in. V-Man does not have his ultimate. And Judy has his ultimate again, though. Of course, that's the power of Sharpshooter. And Roidz trying to get a kill onto Copium. He will get it. Copium tries to survive with his ultimate, but it's not going to succeed. Roidz on a killing spree. Even though Radiant are still ahead, I think this game's looking pretty good for Dire, because Backward Slow's already caught up with the Lina in last hits and just net worth overall. And I know that Razor is ahead, but I just don't think... I know the Razor was 7 kills as well. I just don't think Razor's going to carry this game. Against a Meepo, he's going to get absolutely clobbered by a Meepo. You can't drain damage from all the Meepos. And now he's going to die. He's just straight up dead here. There's no way he survives. There's the stun, initial stun. This time they don't overlap it quite so much. They're actually going to drop the full Epicenter and this quick Sharpshooter.
Might as well.
Pos 1 though. It's a nice kill.
Yes, it's what to say. They after they get this BKB on the Razor, they're kind of on a timer, I want to say, because that's when the Razor is probably at its strongest.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
they need to get as much out of it as possible. Be it a Roche or a couple tier 2 towers.
That's when Meepo can't do anything. He's not very strong early game against, mid game against people with BKBs because he can't Earthbind them and he's got no way of sticking onto you. He can't Diffusal you. It's just weird how Dragon Lance is still the thing to go on a melee hero. Just for Meepo, it makes sense, but it's just dumb. He is going for Manta style Meepo. Interestingly, the illusions do hit really hard and they do get ransack. And it can be quite confusing because if you kill a Meepo illusion, you might be under the illusion that you've killed the real Meepo, and actually the Meepo is still fine. It also gives you a dispel and a way to bait the enemy. Oh, that's good stats as well.
More mana burn. Two more instances of mana burn with the diffuser.
That's true. You're actually getting some more benefit of the diffusal blade with Manta. They really don't need to say burns 8 mana per attack from melee illusions and 8 mana per attack from ranged illusions. They can just say burns 8 mana per attack on illusions.
Yeah.
Because they've now sort of, brought them in line with each other. But there aren't a lot of ranged heroes who buy Diffusal Blade, I suppose. I quite like it on Mirana, if you're some kind of core. Because, first of all, you have a slow to land your arrow. Oh, it looks like a fight in the top lane. V-Man, he better drop his ultimate. No, he's not. He's just going to run. He's going to say, sorry, Cacopium, you're gone. And I'm just going to run back to my tower. He's gone the same build again. He's maxed the Drunken Brawler, so 20% magic resistance and 7 armor. He's very tanky. This time he's thinking about Shard, interestingly enough. Shard gives you not only another Panda. Oh, they're going to go on V-Man. V-Man's going to get his ultimate off, and there's no way they have enough burst to kill him. No, even if that landed, he was not going to die. But he has had to use an ultimate, though he does already have Aghanims. I think the reason why he's going for the Shard is because he has this idea that if he can disarm all of the Meepos, going to keep them off. It's a 2.5 second disarm. It's not massively long, but it is AoE. Oh, now V-Man's in trouble. Does he get the second ultimate off? He's going to have to try. He gets stunned. Diffusal Blade goes down. Yeah, it didn't work out for him. The other nice thing about the Shard is it gives you a new stance, a new Drunken Brawler stance, the Void stance, which is 20% status resistance. So you can just stay in that, and it's like having Sanj and Yasha. Juju gets immediately killed, essentially with the BKB. You said this was the time a Cacopium has gone down. But can they kill the Meepo? Oh, held in place. Fantastic play by Kinder Surprise. It looks like that is Lina dead. No mana on Lina as well, but they do kill the Meepo. But now Roidz, he's in a pretty good position. Yeah, so he had his own timing. So it was a 3 versus 2. The Meepo died, but so did the Lina. I say Dire still come out ahead of that because Roidz was there to pick up the kills. And now he's found the perfect item, which he just sent back, which was the Growth Bow. He obviously said no. Even though it's the greatest item ever, I'd rather keep the Nether Shawl. I want the magic resistance. And as well as it does give a little bit of spell damage. But anyway, the BKB early on Roidz, I mean, that's a strong timing for him. I suppose he is worried about being burst by like the Lina and the Rubik and the Chaos Knight, so taking that magic resist is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I definitely think that's one of the strongest neutral items in the game. Oh, it looks like there's a lot of trouble for the Sand King. Does he get his stun off? No, he doesn't. He's just going to be absolutely clobbered. That was a 4-second stun anyway, so there was no surviving that.
No escaping.
No. Shard is going to be the next pickup for Cacopium. Get himself that plus 300 range. Have you noticed his net worth, though? 2,300, and we're 20 minutes into the game. He must have been going so ham on support items. That must be why Rubik already has the Aether Lens and half of 4-staff. They're trying to go for Roche. Cacopium tried to tank it with one of his illusions that died pretty much instantaneously. I just don't think you can take Roche with Razor. Razor's damage is quite pathetic. You're not taking it early game. Maybe when Lina has the next item. Though Lina is actually going Shadow Blade before... oh, Roidz is going to go in? No. Shadow Blade before Chrysalis. Suppose you go Silver Edge. Yeah, it's a 5-man smoke. Lina running around on basically haste move speed. Might walk into one of the Meepos, maybe not. Walking around the smoke, not found anyone yet. About to collide. Is V-Man just going to ult? If I was V-Man, I would just ult straight away. He tries to get a bit of damage off first. Now he drops the ultimate. Immediately find the kill on the Sand King. And Juju's going to go down next. And Roidz, with the BKB, he will be fine, but he's still losing a lot of his damage. He tries to go BKB. TP doesn't work because Veteran is spamming the lift. Just in the case that the BKB runs out early enough. And guess what? It does. So, fantastic play for Radiant. Now they can take Roche because they have 155 damage stolen. It lasts so little. Actually, it's just about to run out. But he does have Eye of the Storm up. Eye of the Storm also doesn't take away armor from Roche. So, yeah, they really don't have the perfect Roche team. V-Man with 30% evasion, though. They can take it. They can still take it. Yes, there's a scan, but the Dire aren't going to get here in time. Or are they?
They are taking this quite slowly.
They are. You know, Dire is still ahead in net worth, even after that disaster of a team fight. Oh, a bit of damage going to Kokopian, but unfortunately Roche will not be stolen. And Lina will be walking away with that Aegis. But, you know, Meepo's free farming. Meepo's in a pretty good position. He's nearly got the Manta style. I still think this is going to be a very difficult game for Radiant because it's the same as last game. There's no good being equal in gold. Your team comp kind of requires you to be winning, not trading equal.
Yep.
And
I really want to be pushing at the moment.
They've only taken 2 tier 1 towers 22 minutes into the game. Then they're actually equal on towers taken versus towers lost, so it's not really the position they want to be in. They're going to find a Meepo. He actually moves away just in time. Really, really lucky. What is he building now on this Meepo? Not decided yet. I'm guessing it's either Skadi or Scythe. Have to see which one he does. Earthbind grants True Strike on targets. That's a very cool level 15 talent. Didn't know that wasn't again. Cool. That's amazing. Is that you get True Strike, or does everybody get True Strike? And you can sort of net someone and then, you know, disable an entire PA. Because that would be a lot of utility, but it's not really specific.
I imagine it works for everyone.
Interestingly, Roidz did not go Skadi or Manta style. He went BKB instantly into Satanics. He is playing a very, very defensive Morphling.
We almost got the exact same PA builds from last game.
Yeah.
But on a different hero.
He is playing like not a Morphling. He's playing like a strength hero. But I suppose it's still Morphling, so you know you can turn everything into Agi, walk around with strength items. Makes sense. And Senshi is going for what looks like Skadi into Refresher, so no Aghanims, but he still wants Refresher. I suppose double Eye of the Storm is a lot stronger than just the Aghanims effect, which is strike buildings and strike 2 different players. We see Meepo illusions, but they know they're illusions. Okay, they're smart. They see that the smoke didn't break, but they're actually on the other side of the map, Dire, as is so often the case. So Roid's just going to be farming. Doesn't get caught. He manages to escape. 500 gold, and he's got a Skadi. Then I don't think you're bringing down Morphling easily. You've got no anti-healing. You've got no Spirit Vessel. You've got no Skadi yet. You actually have it. Oh no, they do have Skadi. Never mind, they do have Skadi. Skadi going to be good against Satanic.
That'd be nice.
Reality Rift pull distance plus 200. Good talent to take for Copium. Now he just needs to get his shard so he can get the extra cast range. And you got Sanking just pushing bot lane. He's got a Void Stone. He's actually got a full Yules now. He's just watching the tier 2 tower die to creeps. No one seems to really be stopping them. A Radiant going to go for a trade? They don't have a pushing lineup. That's the problem with Radiant, actually. If you don't have the Aghanims on Razor, how do you push when you're winning? I guess Lina hits the buildings from a safe distance. Lina can't get Fiery Soul on the tower. You need to kill creeps. So they are going for a trade. That's an illusion from Lina sent back. Okay, no Juju's in the corner. Both teams have used Glyph. Sanking is still in the bot lane. He's still not going back. Unfortunately, Sanking is pretty rubbish when it comes to tower pushing. But it is going to be a trade, because Dire, they really don't want to defend this tower. So tier 2 will go down. And then all 3 heroes TP back to go on the Sanking. Sanking really needs to be careful. 4 heroes TP back. Oh no. He uses himself. Doesn't manage to get the blink. Stays inside his little storm. Actually just straight up kills Kokopium. What? That doesn't make any sense. But then Senshi managed. I just watch him die. And then in the top lane, a bit of a kill. Roid's trying to get a kill on Senshi. Senshi does manage to BKB TP out after getting the kill. So Radiant are looking okay from that because they end up with 2 kills. They also defend their tier 2 tower and take an enemy tier 2 tower, but they're still playing quite slow, even despite that. And Roid's now with the Satanic. Not morphed all Agi, I'm disappointed in him. I want to see more Agi, come on. You've got Satanic. Okay, so you do have...
Still looking Still looking kind of tough for the Radiants. I feel like they really need to smoke up again and try to get something.
The game's too passive. Aegis is now gone.
Yeah.
You do have Shadowblade. This is what I noted when we played the game that was all Divines and Immortals in the in-house. And this actually is a game where almost everyone is Divine and Immortal. You do have a Legend on each team, and I think maybe an Ancient on each team. But when we had only Divines and Immortals, the game was so much more fast-paced. There weren't these big sort of, you know, swathes of time where no one is doing anything, no one's getting any kills, everyone's just sort of walking around farming. Everybody was constantly fighting. But here, it is a little bit... It is a little bit slow, and the Dire are saying, that's fine, we've got the late game. See, look, smoke from the Dire. The Dire are the ones being aggressive. The Radiant are all grouped up. Got two Meepos just AFK in the corner. Nope, now they're being microed. Radiant are backing away. They see V-Man. Can they burst V-Man? Stun him? Do they have the burst? They're trying. There's the silence. Yeah, absolutely. Plenty of burst. They also had the silence coming out from Kinder. That's a 5-second silence if you can't kill it. So he was completely and utterly annihilated. You have Blink Dagger on the Razor, which is interesting. I'm not sure about Blink on Razor. Does it make some sense? But he's already so fast. Does he need more move speed? Does manage to just escape. There's a 20 strength talent for Morphling. That's amazing. Or Waveform gives you an attack. So that's also pretty good, especially when you drop Satanic. Satanic and then Waveform through the enemy. That attack every enemy? Yeah, every enemy you hit.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it does.
Pretty powerful.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's gonna be super difficult to take this Morphling down. He gets the Mindbreaker too. That's nice.
Very nice for Morphling, yeah. He can waveform in with the waveform attack.
Oh. Would that silence everyone?
No, I think only the first target gets silenced.
Just the target.
Yeah. I think a funny interaction would be if Morphling turned into Gyro, got Flat Cannon, and then waveform through like 4 targets. He'd probably instantly kill an entire team, which would be fun. Again, game is a lot of heroes looking at each other. Looks like the Sand King is going to go down. Never mind, he manages to blink away and he uses himself just in case. Oh, big damage going into Lina, who does get away with Shadowblade. But it looks like Ted is going to be okay. He is going for Aghanims on the Sand King, which makes sense. Gives you a very, very long range Burrow Strike. I think it literally doubles the range of Burrow Strike. But it is an Aghanims. Yeah. It also applies Caustic to the target, but not illusions. He goes in with the stun. They're going to burst Cocopium. They instantly take Cocopium down. And looks like Radiant are already having to run. V-Man drops his ultimate, but do they want to fight? Lina's going to look for an easy kill on Kinder Surprise. Will he find it? Couple of right clicks. Yes, he does. Drops the BKB as well. Sand King's in a lot of trouble. Backward Slow is walking in, but what can he do to Lina in BKB? Light Strike Array is going to stun them all. A lot of damage going on to Backward Slow. By the time he gets to Lina, he's just straight up dead. That's the problem. He was kind of limbering into the fight. No Blink Dagger on Meepo is quite interesting. Usually you see a Blink... Oh, look at that Light Strike Array, the stun. Very nice fight for the Radiant. Dire engaged quickly, got a kill on Cocopium, then V-Man ulted, and the Meepo just couldn't get into the fight. I really think he should have had a Blink Dagger.
Yeah, the Meepo was basically 1v1ing Senshi for a little bit. Somehow Senshi entered the fight from like top of the O's pit. And I guess that distraction was just enough for Decay to kill everyone else with the V-Man.
Yeah, I mean, this is really good for the Radiant. They're barely ahead in terms of gold, but it doesn't matter. If they can take racks, this will put them in a really good position. They have so many creeps here that they actually don't lose the catapult. Oh no, it's just as gone down. With the backdoor protection, is it enough to attack? No, all of Dire are up. And actually 2 of them have already smoked. So the Radiant don't get a lot from that. They get a bit of gold from winning the team fight, but not a lot else. And Senshi might be the strongest hero on the map at the moment. And Roidz is going for Butterfly. I'm not sure what Raze is going to do against Butterfly. Looks like Mjolnir is the approach. But still not convinced. Looks like they get another kill on Cocopium.
Does have a Perseverance. So I guess he's looking for a Refresher first, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the Refresher recipe queued up.
That is odd, isn't it? I'm sure he
but he
wants
does have
it.
the second Perseverance.
I'm sure he wants refresher. You wouldn't go double perseverance into Mjolnir. That wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
No, he's got the refresher recipe on the courier. Now he actually has the full refresher.
Yeah.
But Dire have said,
like
even though we just lost the team fight, we are going to take Roche. Now, Meepo plus Morphling, very fast Roche heroes. Now, if they want to stop Roche, they got to do it quick. They can't even do it. It's just taken. And who's taking the shard? Didn't see who picked that up. Kinder picked up the shard. They actually already have it. The stun. BKB is going to be dropped by Decay. Decay running away with the Silver Edge, but there's no BKB now. Oh no, they found Senshi. Senshi gone and actually just went for a kill. Now he can't TP out. He's actually BKB again. Second BKB. He hasn't used the second BKB yet. He had the option to. Why didn't he use it? He now can press the BKB. There's the second one. V-Man does get the ultimate off. This is looking very good for the Radiant. Already the Aegis is dropped, but that is an Aegis on the Meepo. Roidz, of course, is pretty strong. Turns into Alina. Gets stunned by Kokopium. 3 second stun. Another massive light strike array. And Senshi with the double Eye of the Storm doing so much damage to kill the Meepo. No problem. Now Morphling trying to 1 versus 4, but he might actually be able to do it. This Morphling is very, very strong. V-Man gets the second ultimate off, but the Epicenter will claim the kill onto Decay. I mean, that's the funny thing, right? We're so focused on the Meepo that we forget actually there's a massively fed Morphling in the back, just killing everybody on your team. And now
Every time you think he's low, he just waveforms with Satanic and
diving into the base. Yeah, they can't kill Senshi. Senshi has 17 kills this game. He is an absolute monster. Top net worth. He's actually nearly top farm as well, despite being a Razor. He's played so well. But I just don't think he can go toe-to-toe with a Morphling. They have to drop so many resources killing this Meepo, level 19 Meepo. And then Morphling just kills everyone. Because, you know, Morphling.
Yes.
So, and he's going to go double waveform charge, I imagine. Which will give him so much more burst. Especially with the Satanic. He's going to go back to defend for now. So, yet again, it looks good for Radiant. If you're just joining the game, you haven't really looked at the teams. You think, oh, 34 minutes in, it's an even game. But I think it's just the clock is ticking and Radiant are running out of time. But we will see. You never know. They've had some good team fights recently. They could still have some more. Level 25 Razor. He went for the 80 attack speed talent. There's a lot of free stats. And when he builds the Mjolnir as well, that's another 60 or maybe 80 attack speed when you finish Mjolnir. So Roche has come and gone yet again. The next Roche will have the Aghanims. Or Refresher, I suppose. But everyone hopes for Aghanims. No one wishes it was Refresher instead of Aghanims, do they? Let's be honest. I think it should be 3rd Roche Refresher Shard and 4th Roche Aghanims. I think 3rd Roche Aghanims is sort of too much and a bit RNG as well. That would be my take on it anyway. I suppose not many people see 4th Roche in a game, do they? So maybe that you'd never see it if it was like that.
yeah, pretty much.
Maybe 3rd Roche could be Cheese. Cheese and Refresher Shard. Just Aghanims is crazy. Well, they've seen Lina. They've seen each other. No, they haven't, because there's actually a Shadow Blade. Does Lina have the burst to kill the Sand King? Yeah, they do. Definitely the veteran coming up to lift them. It's just the invisibility. Ted was not expecting it. And Ted is now dead for 100 seconds. This is really good for the Radiant. This is time for him to push another tower. Last tier 2 going to go down. Mjolnir is now ready. It's 70 attack speed. I was wrong. I thought it was 80. That's now a very fast attacking Razor.
That'll help with the building thing as well.
Yes, it will. V-Man runs in, gives himself 90% evasion. To tank the tower. No Sand King. It's actually very hard for Dire to fight this. If they can take a lane of Rax, the Radiant will be in a really good position because we said they needed to create some pressure. And yeah, they're doing it. No problem. Just that one pick-off on Ted is enough for them to walk in and take Rax. Absolutely zero contesting. And that's it. They use the cliff just as the buildings die, which is obviously a bit of a mistake. And they're not finished yet. They're going straight for the second lane. Still no Ted for 35 seconds.
Tower on the mid lane.
He is, but it's just not. He's actually not microing for the tower. That's 2 lanes of Rax. Dire are back in. Sorry, not Dire. Radiant are back in this game. That is really, really good show from them. They're going to go in, but double BKB. And they're just going to walk away. Roid's going to try and get a kill on V-Man, but have you learned nothing from the last game? You cannot kill this man. And so he is going to be okay. He's got 30% evasion because of Drunken Brawler. And so even Morphling is missing quite a lot of his attacks. Now, the Meepo in mid lane did manage to take out the range racks, but not quite the melee. So Dire got 1 range racks, but Radiant got a range racks and 2 melee. So Radiant are far ahead when it comes to the base now. Can't believe 2 racks down, the net worth is only 1k difference. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy this game. The net worth has been so close the entire time. The win probability is actually still Dire favored, despite the fact that they've lost pretty much 2 sets of racks. Don't know why.
The game just really highly rates Morphling, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. I think with good reason. Morphling's late game is terrifying. Now he has a Daedalus. So 88 bonus damage, chance to crit, and the crit is very strong. 30% for 2.25. It's stronger than most heroes' crits, actually. Like, gonna find a pick off? Yeah, Veteran's gonna go down. Smack bang in the face with the sharpshooter. He's dead for 60 seconds. I think the Dire could just take the mid tower if they wanted to, the mid racks. It'd be really nice to get melee racks.
Do have to go back to defend this top lane.
Well, Dire are charging in pretty quick. It's 4 versus 5. They see Senshi. Maybe they want to kill on Kokopium first. They go for the stun onto Senshi, but they know Senshi has the BKB. He drops the BKB, he's dropped the ultimate. He's going to refresher. He's running in, doesn't even need it, tearing apart these supports. Juju's going to go down. He actually does drop the refresher because he sees Roidz here. V-Man gets the ultimate off, doesn't quite die to Roidz. Roidz is going to dodge some stun. A V-Man accidentally putting him in the air. But Ted has gone down. Kokopian going to die very, very quickly. Not going to die, just walks away because he goes for a kill on Senshi. Senshi also going to walk away because he's too fast. V-Man going to put Roidz back in the air. Essentially, we find backwards hello though, trying for a kill on Kokopian. Will get the kill on Kokopian. No, he won't, because Light Strike Array is the most incredible stun in the entire of Dota. 2.5 second stun on a 7-second cooldown. What can Meepo do? Meepo's going to go down yet again. Turns out Lina is the counter to Meepo. So many stuns. I mean, it's the shortest cooldown AoE stun in all of Dota. Roidz has absolutely no mana. He is being clicked to death by Senshi. Can you believe what Radiant have managed to do this game? Some fantastic team fighting. 20 kill Razor, who's holding 4k gold. I think that's going to be game. You've got no buyback on Morphling, no buyback on Meepo. Morphling is dead for 90 seconds. Last tower going down, and Radiant have done it. Despite being passive for probably far too long. They finally
managed to kite out the Morphling really well during that fight.
They did really well. The fact that Kokopium didn't die as well was Roidz not committing hard enough. So Kokopium was lucky to get away with that. I think that's going to be game. There's no way they can defend against this now. V-Man doesn't have any ultimates at the moment. What has Veteran got? Veteran has Aghanims. He's got Decoy as well as Stroke of Fate. I guess if you have Aghanims, you can get technically Acorn Shot plus Bushwhack. Well, all your base are belong to us. Radiant, they are finishing it off right now. Last tower. Last ditch attempt. There's the epicenter. Large amounts of damage. It is going to get the kill onto Kokopium. Lina very, very low as well. Stunned for quite a long time. Will die to the sharpshooter. Backwards slow. He's running in. But Senshi, he's the target you've got to focus on. They will get the kill onto the Rubik. Can Senshi just kill him? Meepo straight up? No, he can't. Meepo going to get force-staffed away. They are going to bring down the Razor. He does manage to find a kill first, though. V-Man drops BKB. VKB TP. Do they have any way of stopping him? No, they don't, because Meepo does not have a basher, which you wouldn't have on Meepo anyway. So, yes, they hold. I mean, it's not much of a hold, though. You've got one tier 4 tower alive. You've got no racks, a few buildings. It's going to be hard now. They're going to be constantly defending. They've got no boots to travel on the Dire side. It's looking pretty bad for the Dire.
It's looking pretty bad. This game really turned around with that one little fight.
Well, the Dire lost quite a few team fights. The Radiant played really well, especially Senshi, who, even though he's died in the last fight, he just kited so well. He didn't even take the 21% move speed talent. And the Dire are going for sort of Hail Mary finish. Razor's dead for 50 seconds, and they are hoping that Razor was stupid enough to not have buyback, and they were correct. So they're saying, the base, the base, the base. Now, Lina can buy back for this. Lina is going to have to buy back. Come on, Decay. What are you doing? Look how quickly you're losing the base. Can they get a few kills here? There's Cacopium. There's one. Cacopium doesn't have buyback. It's now 3 versus 5. If Dire win this, I'm going to be really disappointed in them. But they do get a kill on Ted. I think it's actually looking okay for the Radiant. Roidz is pretty strong. Backward slow is getting low, and he is dying. In fact, he is just about to die. He just straight up dies, but he buys back. He knows he was going to die, but Kinder Surprise is going to go down while Morphlink is sitting in the air. Last tower has gone down. Royce just drops the BKB. Can he kill the base quick enough? Tries to get a kill into Veteran, does get a kill. He's actually just going to TP back to base, so they're all in attempts. They didn't keep committing to it. But to be fair, they got quite a few kills. They got some buybacks. They took the tier 4 towers. Nearly won the game. It would have been amazing if they finished the game off right there, but no, alas.
But no.
I did not manage to do that. Oh, the boomerang does quite a lot of damage, actually. But GG struggling to defend. There is also the Roche, which Radiant are pretty free to take now. It has a Refresher Shard. Now, I think Refresher Shard's looking pretty good for Senshi, who can get triple Eye of the Storm off. Can you imagine being hit by that? 270 damage.
That's so much damage.
That's 270 damage happening every 0.4 seconds.
Yeah.
So what's that? Like, I don't even know. There's too many strikes. So 15 strikes every 2 seconds. Every 2 seconds you lose 15 armor. Also, he can spread them out if he wants to. That's 18 seconds of BKB. He is holding the Refresher Shard as well. You're not killing this Razor. It's just not happening.
No.
He goes anywhere near you.
You have to focus him. If they're going for the base, you have to focus him, even if he does have 3 storms on.
I'm not the Meepo expert, but I really think the Meepo should have gone early blink into Scythe of Vice, because if they BKB, disable them, BKB disable the Razor or the Lina, they can burst them, but they can't do anything that goes through the BKB, and they just get the BKBs off, and then they're immortal, and the Meepo's just running around like a chicken. So I really think the Meepo should have gone for a slightly different build here. They were in desperate need of a Scythe of Vice. V-Man just drops the ultimate straight away, gets a stun onto the Roidz. Going to put Roidz into the air. Now they're going to go for some other kills. There's Senshi, hasn't dropped the ultimate yet. There's the second one. Second Eye of the Storm used. Gonna get a kill into Juju, so it's already 1 kill to die gone. The Radiant are losing their base as well. They've got to be really careful. Backerslow's gone in. Senshi with the triple Eye of the Storm now. Look at the lightning strikes just going all over the place. You've just got no chance against Senshi. You've got absolutely no chance. But look at the damage he is doing. Mad. Triple Eye of the Storm still going. Look, he's going to walk next to Kinder. Kinder just dies. They do actually bring him down with the Ancient Wolf Fall as well. That is going to be GG. No Veil for Pugnet victory. And yes, GG is called. Well, what a game that was. I really thought Radiant were playing too slow, and I was worried that they weren't going to have the momentum to win. But actually, the builds on the Radiant just weren't quite right, I think. The lack of Scythe of Vice meant that if they couldn't insta-kill the Razor, or insta-kill the Lina, or insta-kill the Brood, they just popped BKB, and then they had literally nothing. I didn't realize how bad Meepo was against BKB. He can't do anything. He can't net you. He can't stay on top of you. He's not going to build a basher, because you can only bash with your main hero. So you can't do anything on Meepo, really.
Yeah.
But he's a level 30 Meepo player, not me. If you look at the hero damage done, Razor's in a world of his own, really. He's like double everybody else. He had 25 kills. I mean, what a Razor show this was. Absolutely incredible. And the damage was so well spread. 20k from right clicks, 16k from Mjolnir and Maelstrom, 13k from Eye of the Storm, 13k from Plasma Field. But mostly because he's hitting Meepo like 5 times with everything. I suppose that does add up. I forget Meepo basically pads the damage stats of the enemy team, which is always nice of him.
That it does.
Cacopium was a bit of a sacrificial lamb this game, buying so many sentries. 30 sentries bought by Cacopium. 5 dust, 5 smokes. He was really low level, but he still threw out those long stuns. He allowed Veteran to get his Aghanim's, Aether Lens, etc.